Good night, fellas. I'm coming to you with a video. I could have uploaded yesterday, but I didn't because I was a lazy piece of shit. I could have totally done it, but I didn't. No excuses. So today I come to you with a workout program. I wrote this program in January. I kind of copied it off of Natural Hypertrophy. I think it's meant to be a gentleman split. I'm not really sure what the official name for this is. I honestly don't really give a fuck. The main takeaway you have to get from this video is I work out 6 times per week and I hit every body part at least twice. So I squat twice a week, deadlift twice a week, bench press twice a week, overhead press twice a week, and do pull-ups almost every day. Now I'm a big believer of the big five, which is the big three, which you know as bench, squat, deadlift. But I also like to add overhead press and pull-ups. I think that if you want to be a bodybuilder, like a natural bodybuilder, I think these 5 movements as a beginner should be your main focus. You shouldn't really focus too much on other stuff. Although it's not like you don't have enough time to do those. So I'm a beginner and I train 6 times a week. If you're a beginner and you think that you can work out 6 times a week, then go for it. Don't be scared to fucking train only 3 times per week because everyone says so. If you think you can handle it and you kind of know yourself, then do it. It's not that fucking bad. I train with the mentality of, okay, my program is set up so I can squat or do any exercise at my maximum every time I do it. So I'm not gonna squat on Monday and then squat again on Wednesday because I won't fully recover from my session on Monday. So I think this is very individual because the schedule is very individual. So maybe for me this works, but you might have to rewrite what I have for it to fit your schedule. And just personal taste is really the answer to this whole thing. If you really like to squat on Wednesday, then fucking do it. It doesn't matter. So let's get to the fucking things. So I technically run a gentleman split, and this is very inspired. It's quite inspired from Natural Hypertrophy. I copied a lot of these things, but I modified it a lot. So you might find the video where it's from, but I changed it a lot. So, and that's also part of the reason why I like to work out every day, because I wrote this program. So I'm kind of, I kind of like it. So if you like your program, then you're more likely to go to the gym. So that's the reason why I don't fucking have any struggles on going to the gym. So now that all these boring talks are out of the way, let's start with the program. Now on Monday, I squat. Now most people say that you should squat if you want to take care of your legs. You should squat and then do RDLs, so remaining deadlifts. And I beg to differ. I think that if you want to have big legs, yeah, you should squat and then do RDLs. However, if you want to squat and deadlift, it's kind of hard to do that because RDLs kind of tax the fucking hamstrings. And if you want to deadlift and have proper leg drive, well, your hamstrings are going to be overworked, and it's not really a smart thing to do. So I like to split those two movements of the leg. I like to split the leg, I suppose, into 2 days. Although one is mainly a leg day, and the second one is more of a pull day, kind of. So on Monday, I squat. Heavy squats, 2 to 6 reps for 3 sets. Although I sometimes do 4 sets. So it's kind of, if I think I have more in the tank, then I'll do more. Then also the reason why I squat on Monday and not on Tuesday and deadlift on Monday is because squats, you have a fucking bar in your back. So you kind of have to work the muscles of your spine to, not crumble under the fucking weight. So if you deadlift first on Monday, I have the fear that my back will be more likely to crumble under the squat. Because you work your fucking back during deadlifts, and then you squat on the next day, your back will be a little bit tired. And I personally find it a little bit painful to deadlift on Monday and then squat the next day because my fucking spine, my lower back is kind of overworked. So I think best way to do it is to squat on Monday, squat first, doesn't have to be Monday, squat first and then deadlift the next day. It just seems logical to me. I don't know. I might be wrong. So heavy squats on Monday, and since I'm a bit of a bodybuilder, although I like to train like a power lifter, chasing big numbers and shit, I also have to include my shoulders. So I do barbell OHP over the head press on Monday as well, and I fit in a bit of calf work in there because I'm not tired, so I do some calf work and that's it. I do that for 3 sets, and then I do some pull-ups, not too many because I don't want to be overworked on Tuesday, because I do heavy chin-ups on Tuesday and I want to be able to perform at my best. So I don't try to do that many, or I do enough so that on Tuesday I'm not feeling tired from it. And then I do some shoulder raises because I want to get some big shoulders. Now the reason why Monday, I also, on every day, I always start with 5-minute cardio. In the beginning, it's not on the treadmill, it's biking. I bike for 5 minutes. The first 2 minutes are a little light. Then the last 3 minutes, or the next 2 minutes, are a little bit faster. And then the last minutes with the most resistance. And I try to do it, not to, go on a sprint and shit, but I try to go a little bit fast. That gets the blood flowing and it's okay. Now the reason why, and I also end the session with ab work, but I never write it because it's something I just come up with. Some ab work and some more calf work, and that's it. The reason why Monday is the shortest session out of them all, or it looks like one of the shortest sessions out of them all, is because Monday is the most packed day in my schedule. So my class ends at 6 p.m. So, and if I go directly to the gym after 6, the fucking gym is packed. So I like to go a little later, around 8. I also don't want to stay at the gym until 10 and then have dinner later. So I like to keep it a little short. This may be a little over an hour maybe, but that's pushing it, I think. So yeah, either I have to skip a lesson in the fucking middle of the day that's kind of useless to fit this workout in, or I have to go at 8 p.m. So I like to go at 8 p.m. Now followed up is Tuesday, innit? I like to deadlift. It's also a pretty good movement. I like it. Typically, well, I have there that it says 1 to 3 sets, but I always do 3. But that's also a fucking lie because I typically always do 5 sets. Because I also have a back off set. So I'll do heavy deadlifts. The 3 sets are heavy. And then the last 2 are typically a little lighter and focus more on hitting the hamstrings, properly, focusing a little bit more on technique. Although the heavy ones are also technique based, but not over focused, but you know what I mean. It's just a little tech work. I don't do RDLs. I prefer to deadlift. It seems more beneficial to me. You work more muscles, and it's much better. And you waste less time because you have, you do the deadlift and then you go to another station and do a fucking RDL. That seems retarded. So I just do deadlifts. Then I followed up with weighted chin-ups. Now, I've been able to work up to 20 kilos for 5 reps. It's pretty okay, Nothing impressive. But I also write down that I have to do face pulls. Now, you have to be very careful with this in your own programming because, I might be able... Sorry about that. So as I was saying, you need to be very careful with the way you write down your program because the setup of your gym is very important. I might be able to say, do pull-ups and then follow it up with, I don't know, squats or some shit, I don't know. Or follow it up with, I don't know, some cables or whatever. you have to be careful that you have a machine that not only has a pull-up bar but also a cable machine that has a pull-up bar. In my gym, there's 2 machines of those, but they're very overused by everyone. So I don't really. If I see them available, I do face pulls, but typically I just do weighted chin-ups as its own movement, and I also do maybe some. I fit in some nucleus overload for the calves, but that's it. So if you just need to be careful about that if you want to write your own program. Just be mindful of whether machines are very used or whether they're next to you or whatever. So then I do some hammy curls, and then I also do some normal curls. You might see that the program has a lack of arm movements, well, bicep work and triceps. There is some here and there, but especially triceps, I do have some tricep movements, but not so much for my biceps, and that's kind of something I intended because I don't like to train my biceps. I don't really like doing curls. I don't know, I don't like it. It's a fucking boring movement to me. So what I do instead is, although I didn't intend for it, is I kind of do nucleus overload for the bicep. Now, if you don't know what nucleus overload is just you work the bicep every day, or you work a muscle almost every day, and the muscle will have to fucking grow because you're using it every day. Although it might become a limiting factor in some other instances, but for me, it's not so much. For example, an example in my program of nucleus overload is on Monday. I do pull-ups. That technically works the bicep. Not so much. It's like you don't do pull-ups to grow your biceps, but they are part of the movement. On Tuesday, chin-ups. Your hands are like this, so the fucking bicep has to work. It's part of the movement. So I kind of do that. And then on Wednesday, benching kind of also uses the bicep, but not at all. Like, that's not really true. But I do pull-ups. So that also kind of works the bicep. You see what I mean? Then I do some T-rows, which is like, I don't know. It's a machine where you're kind of laying in a 45-degree angle and you pull a bar. That also works the bicep. And maybe I end off with some hammer curls. So I won't be picking up a dumbbell and going like this, but I might do movements which need to use the bicep here and there. So that's how I train my biceps. Not that I have big biceps at all. Like, I think my arms are probably the smallest part of me, but yeah, it's kind of how I do it. Then I do some hammy curls and some curls, and maybe some shrugs. That's it. And I finish off with neck work. I don't actually do that. Crunches, which it's just ab work and calf raises. So calf work and abs at the end of the workout. That's in every day. So let's move on to Wednesday. This is typically the longest session of them all. Probably about pushing 2 hours. Now you also have to take into consideration if these workouts will affect the next day. I've tried to minimize the sort of overlap between movements, but I don't think that there's too much overlap in any of them. So I think I'm pretty safe. So I can fully recover in every exercise. Wednesday, I have bench, which is, I like the movement as well. Heavy sets, not so much volume. And then I followed up with a bit more volume and with the incline dumbbell press. And then I do pull-ups. Sometimes they're weighted, sometimes they're not. Depending if I feel like my lats overworked from Tuesday, then I'll do them without weight. If I feel like my lats can take it, then I'll put in some weight. Not too much. Let's say on chin-ups, I'm coming back up to 18 kilos. I don't always do 20 kilos, but I'm doing 18 kilos here and there. Well, that's my working weight. 20 kilos is if I want to push it. But since I'm back from holidays, I'm crawling back up. I don't want to do 20 kilos again. I don't think I'm ready for that. But let's say Tuesday I do 18 kilos. Wednesday I'll do 12 kilos on pull-ups. 12 kilos extra. It's not that much, and I can totally handle it, so that's fine. This is also a day where I do dumbbell OHP, also seated dumbbell overhead press with dumbbells. And if the machine is available, I'll do T-rows. I don't know how you call the fucking thing. It's just a machine where it's 4 to 5 degrees. Pull some weight. I don't know. Apparently, it's not so good for your back. Like, it's not like it's gonna injure you, but it's not very conducive for growth. But I don't care. It's what I have, and there's nothing else that in the gym that can work my back, so I just do it. And it's also a fun movement. Now Wednesday is also a day where I typically don't have many classes. Sometimes I don't have any classes at all, so I typically go in the morning, so there's less people, so I can just have I can use a machine and then do some sets and then come back to the machine, and no one will use it because typically in my gym it's a commercial one, so there's a lot of older people there, and old people don't like weights. They just like cardio, which is fine, but whatever. So no one will use the machines while I'm gone, and I try not to, hold on to the machines for too long. I go fast. Then I end up with hammer curls, face pulls, and tricep extension with cable. Some bicep work, some posterior deltoid work. Yes, fancy names. And that's it. And then Thursday. I fucking miswrote that. Thursday. I have squats and deadlifts. I have RDLs, but I'm doing deadlifts now. That's just some more volume. It's not volume, it's more or less trying to perfect the technique. Or try to figure different shit out and more volume, and that's it. So I do squats and then deadlifts. Then I followed up with Bulgarian split squats, which, they're painful, but they're not so bad. And I try to focus more on the glutes more than the quads. So you push your feet more to the, try to put them as far away as possible, and it'll focus more on the glutes. Then I'll do some curls. Just it fits, so. Although, typically in the gym, I see Bulgarian split squats plus curls, and then below that I see hammy curls and neutral grip pull-ups. Typically, I would do Bulgarian split squats, curls, and neutral grip pull-ups, and then I'll fit in some other exercise with the hammy curls. I don't know. So sometimes it's not super well written, this program. There's a lot of things that I think you can optimize and turn into giant sets. So totally be, if you think you can optimize something, or you think that you can change something and maybe use it in your own workout, then go for it. Friday, barbell OHP. That's it for the shoulders. Then I do more shoulder work. That's just whatever shoulder work. Saturday. I do bench press, but it's more for the triceps, so close grip, and weighted chin-ups. This I literally copied from fucking natural hypertrophy, dumbbell curls, skull crushers. Now for Saturday, I'm typically at home, so I'm using my home equipment, so I don't have access to many machines, so I can't really do tricep extensions with cables and shit. So I just typically do something quick, nothing bad. And then Sunday is just a rest day, some light cardio. Now, some tips. As I'm saying, nucleus overload. I think that as a beginner, you shouldn't focus on your arms. Well, thing is, you kind of have to, because you want to look good, and the arms are very attractive for girls. So you should kind of focus on your arms. But the way I do it is by doing pull-ups almost every day. And pull-ups, chin-ups, neutral grip pull-ups. Doesn't fucking matter what you do. I think you need to do them a lot more often, and that grows the bicep like crazy. I don't do that much work. on the biceps, and I don't think that you should do that much work because it's a very small muscle and it doesn't really require that much attention. I don't think you, as a beginner, I don't think you need an arm day. It's just a waste of time, and you should focus instead on doing the big five. That will get you to a very good level. They're compound movements that use a lot of muscles and will get you jacked in a couple months. Yeah. Well, since I'm also suffering from a bit of an injury or a bit of a, I don't know, it's not really a serious injury, but my right knee is a little fucked right now. So every time I squat, the day after I squat is typically very painful for my right knee. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if I'm shifting my weight to the right or using too much weight. So I'd say that if you're a beginner, take your time. If you can do 90 kilos and you're pushing yourself to the limit, it's okay. Maybe do it once. But again, if you're, most of us are in this for the long run. So what's the difference between you hitting 100 kilos in the squat now or you hitting 100 kilos in the squat in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks? If you injure yourself, then you can't squat anymore. So that's something I'm realizing now. Thankfully, I'm not super injured, so I can still squat. But yeah, it's a long run. So don't try to hit so much weight immediately, dude. I'm not saying to go conservatively and pull very lightweight and shit. No. All I'm saying is that if you're pushing yourself on every single one of them, or you're seeing that your technique is really meh is bad, should be good, should be pristine, then light up the weight, man. There's no reason why you shouldn't. It's in the gym. I thought I left the ego at the door, but now thinking about it, not so much. I think that sometimes you might hit a squat and you might be like, oh, this feels fucking good. Bump up the weight. And that's okay here and there, but you also need to realize, okay, how much weight is this? How long have I started doing this? Your tendons have to adapt, so it's okay to push yourself, but do it smartly. Don't fuck up like I did. And hopefully you like my program or whatever. You don't need to follow it. Also, some other thing, if you're a beginner and you think you can work out 6 times a day, but most people are telling you to work out 6 times a day? If you think you can work out 6 times per week, but most people are telling you to work out, 3 times per week to get you used to going to the gym, then look, if you want to work out 6 times per week, go for it. That's exactly what I did. I think that working out 3 times per week to get used to going to the gym would make me depressed. It would make me want to hate going to the gym because I feel like a little bitch just going 3 days per week. I like working out, so I go to the gym 6 times per week. If you don't really like going to the gym, then yeah, sure, go 3 times per week. But you do you. If you think you can handle 6 days, don't be scared. It's not that hard. I think that you just need to be smart with properly structuring the days. So don't squat too close to each session. Don't deadlift close to each session. For example, a mistake that I've seen here is Thursday. Thursday is too close to Tuesday. Like Thursday session is too close to the session of Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I'm typically quite sore from deadlifting. On Wednesday, I'm quite sore on my hamstrings. And Thursday might cause some trouble, but it hasn't as of now. But if you have some sort of difference in recovery, then change it up for sure. You can switch it up to Friday, and Thursday, it's fine. Like, just make sure that you know which sessions you can handle, which you don't. Again, this is a long run. This is a long game. Don't burn yourself out. Hope you enjoyed.